Collection Connection. I'm Nate the Great.
Dave Jaggerman Smith.
Okay, today we have another G.I. Joe treat for you. There's a big market out there, not just with G.I. Joe, but with all kinds of vintage toys. Not just vintage, but just classic toys. A market for customs.
Yes.
They've got custom Hot Toys out there, custom Star Wars, custom Master of the Universe, custom A to Z.
Yeah.
So, one of the brands, and one of my favorite brands, is G.I. Joe. So I was able to pick up a couple of different G.I. Joe customs out there, and just wanted to, go over what we think about them, what we think about the packaging, because one of the most important things that
is that they blend in with your collection already.
Yeah, they got to go on the wall of fame with the other G.I. Joes that are...
they can't be just shopped up and...
Yeah, they can't stand out too ridiculous.
Which you have been burnt on a custom card before.
I was burnt on a custom card before,
which ended up looking really horrible.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad. I'm not even going to... Maybe if I get another couple... Actually, no, I don't think I'll ever get duped again into...
No.
Getting a bad one like that. But just a couple things you want to look for when you're looking for those customs is just ask the questions.
Yeah.
Ask the hard questions. What's the cardstock like? Is it thick? Is it authentic? What's the print look like?
What kind of printer are you using? What's the quality? It's going to be quality over quantity. The quality is going to end up costing you a little bit extra, but it's well worth it to blend in with your collection. It's the difference between buying a $5 issue of this or a $150 issue of this. You gotta go with the $150 because it has to go in with your collection. It has to blend in, and at the end, it's something you're gonna care about as a collector.
So one of the things I like that they were able to do with the customs is make custom figures and introduce them. And there's lots of custom figures out there, but what I was looking for is custom figures in mint inside box packaging. So not only is the figure custom, but as well as the box and the box art. So it's a complete, almost vintage tribute to the the original line of figures. And for those of you who were around in '86 when the G.I. Joe movie came out, that was the introduction of Globulus, Nemesis Enforcer, the Cobra Law Guard, and all of Cobra Law to the G.I. Joe mythos. And before you see any of these characters, you see Pythona. Yeah. Pythona single-handedly, without any form of modern weaponry, guns, no bow and arrow, no nothing. She just has like Wolverine acid fingernails and some squids in her pocket, and she infiltrates Cobra Island single-handedly and gets right to Serpentor in an assassin mode that Snake Eyes, Sergeant Slaughter, or any of the most awesome G.I. Joes were even able to pull off during that day.
Yeah.
And then the production value of that movie as well. They had a lot of A-list actors doing the voices.
Don Johnson.
Burgess Meredith. So it's something special. Yeah. So they released Globulus, they released Nemesis Enforcer, they released the Cobra Law Guard, but they never released Pythona. She was the most badass of any of those things in there. Maybe because she was a girl.
Yeah. I
don't know, but through the years I've always been looking for somebody to release a Pythona figure, and I was able to find one in a custom format. So I have that on display here, and once I go through all of these, I'll do some close-ups for you guys. But it's a great Pythona. It's got box art on the back that features the Cobra Law guys, and then the actual picture that they use on the front was art from the show.
Yes.
So it's a decent figure. It's got a little bit better articulation than your classic G.I. Joe does, but it's just great. It was kind of pricey. It was like $80.
But look what you get. You get custom art. You get the custom figure. Someone spent hours to make that.
Definitely.
And you're not going to find it anywhere else.
Definitely. Okay, another one we have in custom form. I actually assembled this myself. So there was some assembly required in getting this particular figure out to you guys. It is the Cobra Mortal, or coming from Argentina, Cobra Mortal. It is a G.I. Joe mold, the classic G.I. Joe mold. And he had all kinds of radical colors, and I'll show you guys in close-ups in a little bit. This was always a really sought-after figure, and to get an actual Cobra Mortal on a card in this condition, you're talking big bucks, like 600 plus. You can pick up first series Storm Shadows and Snake Eyes for a cheaper price than this Mortal. This one in particular was a convention exclusive figure, and then I got the card back in the bubble from a reproduction company that does reproduction packaging for stuff, and I recarded it myself. It's not the authentic one, but I'm not getting it to sell it.
Yeah.
I'm getting it to have it.
It's going up on the Wall of Fame.
It's going up on the Wall of Fame.
He put his heart and soul into this.
Definitely. No, it took me a good year and a half to put this together. Like I said, I could do it like this. Anybody can do it like this. But to get the right toy, at the right price, at the right time, with the right packaging and all that stuff, it's an entire process. Okay, another one that I put together myself. Most of these I put together myself, but this is another one. It's the Cobra Viper pilot. The Cobra Viper pilot, and it's custom, based off of the actual art from the box of the Viper. The Viper was a almost styrofoam, sort of styrofoam hang glider for Cobra figures that came out, I believe, in 1983. And the figure itself was it's the same, comes from the same mold. It's either the Cobra, it's the Cobra Trooper, but the Cobra Trooper's got a red Cobra.
Yeah.
And then the Cobra Officer has a silver Cobra. So it's got the Cobra Trooper build with the silver Cobra of the Officer. So it's kind of like a mishmash of those two variant. And there's a fairly low production run on those figures. And to get one in this condition, especially with the logo in pristine shape I have, it's really tough find. So I was able to get the figure pristine, great logo, and I'll show you guys in close-ups in a little bit. And then to showcase it on the reproduction packaging that was made from the original box art, it was a good find. Another one like that is the Wild Weasel Cobra Rattler pilot. This was a pretty easy figure to find, and they're out there in good shape. One of the things about these that you have to watch out for is the white on his legs. He's got on his legs, on his quadricep, almost like just writing pads that he uses to take notes and whatnot, I think, with bombing. But those come out faded a lot, and this one's in really, really sharp shape. So that's another custom to add to the collection. I'm going to do this one last. This one is an example of not the best box art. I was looking for a long time to complete the Dreadnoks. And, you got your custom ones, Torch, Ripper, Buzzer, followed by Monkey Wrench and Xandar, Zarana. But there were several that came with vehicles that didn't come with the original G.I. Joe packaging. And I'm just looking for the packaging to be able to showcase these guys, on the Wall of Fame. I can't put
the box
of a vehicle on the Wall of Fame. And you can get the figures in decent shape loose. This one is an example of not the best box art. Looks like somebody did a sketch of it. The body looks okay. It looks like, the wrist twist.
Yeah.
The neck bulge, the face. It could have been done better, but
it's good enough for the girls I got with.
Definitely. So I'll do some close-ups of that one. Xandar. Now this one This is what that one should have been.
This one's legit.
This one's legit, and it's done by a custom artist. It's done custom as well. It wasn't snatched off box art, but the time was spent to do this one in a proper way. So we'll do a close-up of that one in a minute. And these are several. These last four. The last one is special, but the last four are actually custom figures as well as custom cards. The custom figures are from the Black Major. He's those of you who are into G.I. Joes and G.I. Joe customs will know him. He releases he actually uses reverse engineers the molds and changes paint schemes and whatnot and creates different legions. So this is a Cobra Russian Trooper, which it basically takes a Crimson Guard Trooper but molds him in black and puts the classic Russian hammer and sickle on his chest.
This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, this is sharp. I like that one. And then they just took the original box art itself and then modified the color on it. So they did some really fine detailed Photoshop work with it. Another one is the Cobra Shadow Trooper, which this is very similar to that Russian one, but they took the Cobra logo and stuck a skull in it and made him in all black. So we'll do a close-up on that in a minute. And the last one I have is this is a Cobra Trooper. This was the he drove the Jeep. I believe it was the Fang. Yeah, it's the Fang Jeep, and it's your classic mold from your Cobra Trooper, but done in gray. And once again, to find one with the sharp logo like this, not very easy to do. And then they took the classic Cobra Trooper logo and they matted out in gray. Didn't do as good of a job with this one as they did with the Crimson Guard ones. You can see it's a little bit more rough around the edges, but still sharp. Still a lot sharper than the Thrasher was. Yeah. Okay, last but not least, this is my favorite custom that I have. Hardcore G.I. Joe people are going to know about a character called Starduster.
Yeah.
And Starduster was only available in a mail-away form. And you were able to get him through G.I. Joe Stars cereal boxes. So if you saved up some UPC symbols from the cereal boxes, as well as flag points, these are the flag points, then you could mail out for a Starduster. Now they didn't involve Starduster in any of the comics or the toys, but the cereal boxes came with mini comics that had Starduster stories in it. So here we go, Starduster. Now nowadays this character has grown into a very sought after, hard to find figure with all of the parts, because he came with almost like a classic helmet that fit on the original 13 Joes as well as Duke, but in a different color. The visor that goes in a lot of those helmets, but in black. The jetpack, and it's the exact same mold from the Jump in the same color. The grenade launcher that originally came with Gung Ho, yeah, but it is, instead of black, it is in a silver color. This one actually here came from a reproduction package where they released it in gray, but the super original one is silver. So that is one piece that I am lacking on having this 100% perfect. It's still the right gun, yeah, similar color, but I don't have the silver one. So I'll do the close-ups for you guys right now. Starduster, the Fang Driver, Cobra Shadow Trooper, Cobra Russian Trooper. This is one of Dave's favorites. Zanzibar with that great custom art that we were talking about. And then the next one we're going to show you is what we wanted.
Really wanted this one to come out good, but it's alright, but
Thrasher.
not great.
It's acceptable.
A lot better than that Baroness custom that you got in.
Oh, for sure. Wild Weasel with the original Rattler box art. Cobra Viper pilot. Cobra Mortal. And Pythona. So I'll say, along with our vintage collections that we have coming through, we'll try to keep our eyes peeled on some customs down the road, and if they look good enough and they make the cut, you know, we'll try to display them here on Collection
Definitely.
Connection. For sure. Okay, so that's going to conclude the G.I. Joe Custom Special.
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Definitely. And thanks for watching Collection Connection. For Collection Connection, I'm Mike the Great.
Dave Dragonman Smith.
And we will see you soon.